My friends, right here on Instinct, we had From have a outstanding season 9. We had Tulsa King wrap things up with the season finale to begin the next season next year in 2025. And guess what? We had Cobra Kai. You see my flag right here. Strike first, strike fast, no mercy. We had them drop season 6, part 2, 5 episode on the Netflix. Then we had the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. We talked about that on WOD last week. We'll be talking about that more on WOD this week. So much going on, so much TV. Boom, broadcasting. Hit my theme music.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
It stinks.
What a great week we had last week on the Netflix, on the MGM, and on the Paramount Plus. We will not be talking about the Tulsa King season finale on this episode. We'll save it for the week after Thanksgiving to make that episode for Tulsa King. So if you're here for Tulsa King, come back in 2 weeks and we'll wrap this thing up with a big wrap up with From. Episode 9 of From, Season 3. Every episode has been fire, and even on this episode, from universe, from friends, from nation, nation of from land, from Ville, from wherever you want to be called. They got even better in the plot, just thinking even more. As you leave off on episode 8, Elgin drives Fatima back into the cellar in the basement. And it ends just like that. And we're like, okay, is he going to hurt her? We knew he wasn't going to hurt her, but your mind goes to that. But a lot of people remember Elgin told her, you got to have the baby because you're having a baby. She said, there's nothing inside of me. He told her, there's a baby. Well, we picked right back up in the cell on episode 9. Elgin and Fatima are in the basement. He tells her, you got to eat for the baby. That's why you're so much pain. So what does she do? He has a cup of blood where he drew blood from his own self and put in the mayonnaise jar for her to drink that made her feel better and ease the pain off. Then he goes back into town to play things smooth because nobody knows she's missing yet. But if he's not around, things don't won't look right. So he's down there in the cell a little bit with her. He's back in the town, locks her where she can't get out, all this stuff. And you're thinking, okay, Fatima, even though you're pregnant, when he opens up that door, you can get out. And she makes a daring try to get out by stabbing him and kicking him, but he still finds a way to lock her back up. Everybody's going through their own journey. Victor dad is with Gabe, and they're going through their long discussion. They've been kind of having great time on the show because Victor and his dad have not jailed and bonded yet. So he told Gabe in the episode, I look at you like my son Victor. And Gabe told him a very good message. He said, Victor's not running away from you. He's not hiding from you. It's this place has made him like this. This is why he's acting the way he acts. I thought it was very good of Gabe. We're going to get back on Gabe in a little bit as the episode continues on. But we see our hero boy unite the town, and that's what the town needed. That's what the town needed. They were losing confidence in our sheriff, and our sheriff did exactly what a hero was supposed to do, what any great leader would do in a time of distress. First of all, he announced that Fatima is missing, that she killed Tilly. She went to go live in a shack in the woods. They went to the shack. She's gone. And Donna's up there with them, so they unite the town. And he tells them, we have to put this behind us because at the end of the day, Fatima's one of ours. So everybody goes and pairs up 2 by 2 to go look for Fatima. Who does Boyd choose? He chooses Kenny. And they have a great moment. Great moment. Because leading up to that, when Boyd is out in the woods with his son Elliot looking for Fatima, Elliot, for the first time, finds out that his dad has Parkinson's disease. The Parkinson gets so bad that now it's up to his knee where he literally falls walking. And they didn't know what was going on. But fast forward in there, him and Kenny get together, and Boyd has a great message for Kenny. He tells Kenny, the Parkinson, Kenny already knew he had Parkinson. The doctor knew he had Parkinson. Donna knew he had Parkinson. So the main key players of the town knew. And he tells Kenny, I feel like my time is getting shorter. The Parkinson is getting stronger on me. I can't contain it. I can't hide it. I need you to be the sheriff and get these people home when I'm gone. I need you to be the sheriff and lead these people and lead this town when I'm gone. Kenny doesn't want to hear that. Kenny's dealt with death with his dad, now his mom. He's the last one left of his family. He doesn't want to hear it from Boyd. He said, I cannot be the sheriff. And right then, my heart just dropped to the ground. I said, oh, man, not right now. Not when Boyd knows. You feel like our hero is getting to the end of the journey, that he may not make it with them to get out of the town coming up. I said, not right now. Kenny said, I can't be your sheriff, but I can be the deputy. Most powerful statement, because now he's back being Boyd's deputy of the town. Something that we needed, and we've been waiting for Kenny to step back up into that role, because Boyd, you got to remember, season 1, Elliot did not want to be with Boyd after Boyd had to kill his wife because she lost her mind and was shooting and killing the town folks. So he went to go live in Colony House. So Boyd clinged to Kenny. Kenny became that son to Boyd that Elliot wasn't. Now, as things spiral out, Kenny kind of feathers away from Boyd. Elliot kind of reconnects back to Boyd. He marries Fatima to having a child. Happy family again. But now you see that Kenny's now clinging back to Boyd to be that father and to be that mother, to be both of those parents that he's going to need as they continue this great journey of getting out of Fromville. So they had that great moment in the woods, very great moment. Now, the key thing was Tabitha and her daughter go looking for Fatima. Gabe and Victor's dad go looking for Fatima because Gabe did not go to the meeting. And Victor's dad said, we got to go look for Fatima. Let's go look. So they go look. Now, Gabe ended up seeing Chris and seeing the ventriloquist doll in illusion and literally falls off the ladder. After that, he's done looking. And that's when Victor's dad tells him that, you're seeing these things and what is it adding up to? What are you seeing? My wife used to see these visions. Talk with me. And I really think that that's what Gabe needs. He needs Victor's dad because Victor's shutting his dad out. So now Victor's dad is trying to help Gabe interpret this stuff. So that's going to be a good continuance we want to see in the next season. So also as it keeps going on, they're looking for Fatima. Of course, she's in the cellar. Nobody knows she's down there. Elgin comes back and tells Elliot, I will go help you and partner with you. So he goes on while they're on this journey, goes on and tell Elliot all the great things that Fatima did. She welcomed him to the town when nobody wanted to hear about him. She listened to him. When I was having those bad dreams, because Fatima told Elliot, I see the same woman you see also. He tells her when I was having these bad dreams, Fatima told me she listened to me about it. She's a good person. We're going to find her. How do you know she's not being held against her will? How do you know she's not doing something great to get the people out of here? He's saying all this stuff to Elliot. Elliot don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. He said, I don't want to hear this, man. Don't want to hear it right now. So it all leads up to the point of the episode where Victor goes to chop down the tree. Victor loses his mind. He's spiraling out of control. He can't get the ventriloquist draw. He can't get Jasper to talk. He's asking Jasper to talk. Now he couldn't get Jasper to talk, but he remembers the boy in the white gave the message to Chris. He remembers the message in detail, and he's just spiraling out of control because he cannot help the people get out. And the biggest thing Victor's been going through this whole entire season is if I can look at the pictures, if I can take myself back to when it all started, I can lead the people out of here and be one of the factors to get us out. So he's spiraling out of control because he cannot grasp all these memories back together. Slapping himself, beating himself up in the house. I mean, he's just having a breakdown, mentally breakdown right before it's on camera because he cannot get stuff going. And I'm telling you, the guy who's playing Victor, this guy does not get nominated for any type of award. Then the nomination committee for TV shows have done him wrong because they did him injustice. Because what he's been able to do with the Victor character from season one as kind of the old creepy guy nobody wanted to be around to season two becoming the one who's been there the longest, being like more of the giver, telling people stuff, to now season three just spiraling out of control because he cannot remember all of the things from childhood to now. Then they just did him a disservice. His acting has just been impeccable this season, and he really makes you believe this character. So Victor gets ready to go trot down the tree. He has an axe. Our favorite police officer wants to stop. So what are you gonna do with the axe? Are you gonna do something? Does she's been that person the entire season that we can laugh at? Victor said, "No, I'm going to chop down a tree." So Victor says he's going to chop down a tree. I said he's going to chop down the faraway tree. He's not going to chop down a regular tree. He goes out in the woods to chop down the tree. The boy in white appears and says, "Stop! Do not chop down the tree." Victor automatically stops. He said, "You changed. You're not the boy I used to talk to." The boy in white gives Victor a very important message right here. This is a from drop right here. He said, "Everything is changing. Look around you. The weather, the people, the food resources, the way things are going, the creatures at night. They're not coming every night. Everything is changing." So Victor leaves. It goes back to the main point of this episode, of this entire episode, is we find Tabitha and her daughter looking for Fatima. They see one of the Kui kids who tells her, "Come here." They follow her into the woods. They follow her to the cellar where Fatima has been held at, in the other part of the cellar behind the door with the cabinet in front of it. The lady that Elgin and Fatima have been seeing has Fatima on the bed and pretty much has her mouth covered like she's trying to kill her or smother her. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. Don't think she's going to kill her because they need Fatima to complete the journey and the task of having the baby. So we go there and they go in the cellar. They never knew about the cellar. Tabitha did because Tabitha tells Laura, her daughter, that this is where Victor would go hide at night. He's brought me here. He's taken me here before. I know about this place. It's nothing new. They go in exploring. Who do they see in there staring at the corner? It's Victor. Victor's spiraling out of control again. He's telling her, "I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't save us." She gives Victor a hug. When she gives Victor a hug, her mind has a flashback. We see Victor's mom, Eloise, leaving Victor and his sister in the cabin, in the basement, the cellar, running out to try to do something. Of course, when she runs out, who does she come across? We got our favorite night creature back. We got Smiley back. You remember Smiley was killed season 2. Boyd killed Smiley. It was so good to see Smiley in season 3 in this little cameo appearance, because out of all the night creatures, you got the cowboy, the milkman, the nurse, the granny, the nun, all of them. Out of all of them, Smiley was the one that everybody gravitated to as the best night creature because he was on the cover of the show. And even on the show, you see Boyd and you see Smiley looking through the window still as the cover theme of the show. So to get a Smiley appearance for all us From fans was like the icing on the cake for this entire season because I really thought he was gone. So you see that Smiley kills his mother. Tabitha runs out of the cellar and just breaks down. Victor's saying, "What's going on?" Laura saying, "What's going on?" And the show ends. And now it leads us to ask the types of questions that we have at the From. Number one, what's going to happen with Fatima in episode 10? Will she be killed? Will she have the baby? Will she have the baby then be killed? Will she die after having the baby? Those are the questions we got to find out on Sunday when From comes out. Question number 2. Is Tabitha Victor's sister? Is she Victor's sister? We never knew if Victor's sister died. All we know is that Victor said she ran out after her mom. Did she run out? And was she the one that jumped in the faraway tree and not Eloise? We know now that Eloise did die because Smiley killed her. Not unless they do a plot twist on Sunday. Our next question. Will everybody find out if Fatima has the baby that Elgin kidnapped Fatima and put her in the sun to have the baby? You have that question. Will Boyd now being he's unified the town back? Will he be able now to be that leader that they look to? And we had another powerful moment with Boyd in this episode. Even when it got about nightfall, him and his son was having a heart-to-heart discussion in the post office about the Parkinson's disease. Boyd gets up and gets the bell, says, I got to do my job. I got to ring the bell to let people know it's getting nighttime. It's getting near dusk dawn. Time to get in the house because once it gets dark at nighttime, the creatures come out. And you see all of that. So very good episode right here. Really enjoyed the Kenny and Boyd moment out in the woods. You felt like that was the passing of the torch. Really hope nothing happens to Boyd in this entire show. Not this season, but next season, the season that they decide to end this. I really feel like Boyd is one of the characters that you can't kill off. And he's one of the ones, if you kill off, we will truly be upset because it's maybe 4 characters you want to see leave out of this town. Victor, Boyd, Kenny, and Donna. Tabitha, yes, you want to see her leave. Gabe, you want to see him leave. Victor's dad, you want to see him leave. If Jim dies in a couple seasons down the road, wouldn't be upset. Yes, it would be a detrimental blow to the show, but it wouldn't be upset more like losing Kenny, Boyd, Tabitha. Christie, you want to see Dr. Christie leave. She's one of those ones you just grown in love with. I really thought she was a goner when she got caught by the bear trap at episode 3, but she was able to overcome that. Another good episode right here from very good one. Can't wait for the season 10 season finale on Sunday to drop so that we can catch you up on that. Now, let's jump over to our next show we're going to review before we get ready to get out of here. That was Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 2 of the 3-part miniseries, the next 5 episodes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no reason to go episode by episode to break this down. Let's just summarize it. Cobra Kai, outstanding job. The first 5 were good, leading up to the Saikai Taikai tournament. Very good lead up to it. A lot of emotion at the end. Chrissy's mama dies. Not Chrissy, Tori mama dies. I think about From still. Tori mama dies. So very good lead up to that. And we end on that. And now we know going to Saikai Taikai that Robbie's the captain and that Samantha's the captain. We know that. We knew that Tori ended up joining Kreese's team because Kreese reached out to her. Found out a lot in this season that, number one, Quan is the new Chosen and the new Johnny Lawrence of the series. If you wanted to build, they sprinkle that seed over these next 5 episodes. Quan's just been a troublemaker the whole time. Robbie's head is not in the game. He's losing. He can't talk to Tori. He can't focus. Him and Miguel have a blow up. We have a scene where Miguel and Johnny have to leave because Johnny's baby mama, who is Miguel's mother, gets sick. They fly back to the States. Johnny reaches out to Daniel LaRusso's wife, tell her to send Kenny over to Barcelona to be able to compete in the tournament. Kenny didn't want to do it. They finally have a good sit down with his mom, Kenny, and Daniel LaRusso's son to hash everything out. You have Devin, who comes out and tells the truth. I'm the reason why Kenny's not on the team. I'm the one to put the laxative in his drink and made him lose the race because he had that bathroom episode. So all that comes out. Good Cobra Kai. Then you have where Daniel LaRusso, and you get this guest appearance from our guy. And I said our guy had to be on the show, Terry Silver, played by Thomas N. Griffin. You had to have Terry Silver if you're going to wrap up Cobra Kai. You cannot wrap it up without having the original. Before Kreese, Kreese will always be the all-time heel of the show, but Terry Silver now has taken the role even to a further extent. Mark Cole's doing good. So you get a letter from Terry Silver that he faked and gave to Daniel Russo to say, meet me at this area so that we can learn more about Mr. Miyagi. Daniel's always been infatuated about wanting to learn more about Mr. Miyagi, learn more about his past, especially all this stuff. They set Daniel up, lock him up in a cage in a dog kennel. Daniel gets out. Find out that the plot thickens because it was Terry. When we seen Cobra Kai, the first thing come out was Kreese, and Kreese he made some good comments to Johnny. Hey, your partner's not here during this. He's missing this. Something going on more important than this. And you're like, that's Kreese just being Kreese. That's how Kreese is. But we find out it was Terry Silver that had Daniel Russo kidnapped. We find out that Kreese has a hidden agenda that he's got to get rid of. It goes back to what Terry Silver said when he had Kreese locked up at the end of season 2. When he tells Kreese, I'm getting rid of my cancer. You've been my cancer. You're the reason why I could not get Cobra Kai where I wanted it. And that's what we saw in 4 and 5 when they got into a multi-platinum universe of karate dojos. You've been that person. So now you got Kreese who wants to kill Terry Silver. Daniel wants to kill Terry Silver. Then we got to give a shout out to Chosen. Oh man, Chosen character in this season has just been it. Chosen went on Love Triangle. He went back home to Okinawa to find his lady friend. She's with another guy. He comes back. He goes on a drunken spew. But the funny thing about it is, the night that Daniel tells him, he gives Daniel the night off, then watch the kids, Chosen watch the kids. He told them they can go out and hang out. Him and the sensei for Cobra Kai end up hooking up and end up being more than just keep hooking up throughout this. So that was the comedy relief both of them because no one would have saw that coming. A Chosen who's kind of been the comic relief versus the straightforward sensei who's just been gun-ho, straight by the book, straight by the line. So we get a few laughs with that. But we find out that Terry Silver got involved with the tournament because he got himself out. And I knew after Terry Silver got locked up, and the first 5 episodes of season 6 had no mention of Terry except Cobra Kai was dead, the Valley was good, it's over, Terry Silver's locked up. I knew that we were going to get a Terry Silver appearance. And Terry Silver bailed himself out of jail. He had money, paid the judge, paid the DA. He said money can get you anything. It did. Flew to Bangkok. Found a fighter in Bangkok whose dojo had got banned. Said, I have the money. I will back your dojo to get you in the Saikai Taikai just as long as you let me go with you. So he gets us to Saikai Taikai, Cobra Kai, Miyagi-Do, Iron Fist are the top 3 dojos. Now you have the teen drama in it. You got Robbie, he gets too drunk, hooks up with the girl Alexis from the Iron Fist dojo. She kisses him from a Tory. You have all of that. But it keeps building up to where Miyagi-Do is not winning, and their backs against the wall. Johnny gives them a pep-up talk, and it's a Johnny Lawrence pep-up talk. Daniel Russo and Johnny finally admits that, we can't be guns a-blazing, fists a-blazing. We got to use some Miyagi-Do. We got to use balance. We got to balance. So you see that Johnny now is trying to intertwine both of them. There was one on where Daniel Russo says, hey, don't use Miyagi-Do. Don't go on defense. Let's go on offense. We got to strike first. We got to be like Eagle Fang, like Johnny. So you see that intertwining both dojos. It leads up to the battle that they have. Tori wins her match. You get Quan versus Robbie, and we've been wanting that match because it's been building to Quan and Robbie because Quan's kind of been that prick, that heel to everybody in Miyagi Dojo and Daniel Russo and Johnny's group. He's just been after all their skins. And we get a quick build up there because the guys didn't want to tag in Kenny because they thought that Kenny was working undercover for Silver. And Silver reaches out to Kenny and says, there's still room for you on the Iron Fist team. They don't believe in you, Kenny. I always believed in you. And I really thought Kenny was going to jump ship. Because Kenny was very invested in Terry Silver, but he told Terry Silver, I'm Miyagi Dojo. Get on. Very good moment for Kenny right there. So as we continue on, goes to the match. Robbie beats Quan. Cobra Kai has been eliminated. And I sit there and I say, wow. Cobra Kai's eliminated. 1 episode to go. Just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. But as always, you cannot end it that way. It's Cobra Kai. It's got to come down to Miyagi Dojo Cobra Kai and Iron Fist dojo battling for who will be the Saikai Taikai champion. Tori's ready to fly back to the States. Quan is mad. She's picking, she's getting a beef on Quan because Robbie beat him. We found out that another dojo has been disqualified for having tested positive for performance enhancement drugs. Cobra Kai gets reinstated. I said, there's the catch right there. It's got to be those three in the final 5 episodes. You know that. That's the story. That's how the whole story's been about Daniel trying to take out Cobra Kai, and it was just too easy to take him out that way. Yes, they beat him. Yes, they beat the Saikai Taikai, but it was just going to be too easy. We get to the next level, the next event. The next event. The dojo that got thrown out, their 2 senseis come, beat up the announcer, and start a brawl. The brawl ensues on. Everybody's fighting. You got Robbie fighting Quan. You got the guy that Samantha LaRusso from Iron Fist, Alex, that she kind of had a nice conversation with on the beach, who now thought it meant more than a nice conversation, that it meant like, hey, I like you, I'm feeling you. He's upset because Samantha, no, I have a boyfriend. He's Miguel Diaz from Miyagi Dojo. He's staring at Miguel. You got him and Miguel fighting. You got Samantha helping Tori. They're trying to fight the Alexa girl for Iron Fist. Just a big brawl. You got Johnny fighting the Iron Fist manager. You got Daniel LaRusso just trying to keep peace. He's got everybody jumping in fighting. You got Kreese who's going looking for Terry Silver. Terry Silver slides out. They have a good fight in the hallway where Terry Silver gets the advantage of in the back part of the hallway. Johnny bounces out to go find. And I really thought Cobra Kai missed it right here. Here would have been a chance to tie it all together and, give us that one good moment when Johnny comes and Terry Silver says, you want to run it back? Because you remember they had a fight in the last season when Terry Silver beat him. And he says, yeah, he's already beating up Kreese. And Johnny Silver said, and Kreese looks at Johnny Silver, not Johnny Silver, Kreese looks at Johnny Lawrence. And Johnny Lawrence says, no matter what, Sensei Kreese, you'll always be my sensei. And then they have that beautiful moment where both of them beat up Terry Silver. I know the story has been Johnny's redemption against Cobra Kai, but it would have been a good moment just to have that plug right there. You always will be my sensei no matter what. Because, Kreese always tells it, Johnny, at the end of the day, I'm always your sensei. So you have that moment. It goes back to the free-for-all brawl. Everybody's fighting. Fists are flying. Kicks are flying. It is a Cobra Kai without a big melee, big brawl. Quan sees Kreese knife that was dropped. Quan's already been beat by Robbie. Robbie's beating him up now in the brawl. You got an Alex guy for Iron Fist who comes and gives him an uppercut roundhouse kick because he pushed Samantha LaRusso. You got all that going on. He sees the knife. He goes to stab Alex. Daniel LaRusso sees what he's about to do. He yells no, and as always, I said, oh man, LaRusso's going to get stabbed. You just felt it because the way the camera shot it and you saw LaRusso running, you said LaRusso's going to get stabbed. He goes to stab Alex. He jumps in the air. Alex hits him and he stabs himself. And all this playing on TV that everybody's seeing on national TV. And it ends like that. What a great season of Cobra Kai. Killed a character to make it mean even more. But killed a character that became a main character in this 5 series. Sometimes you can do that. And they did so good with storytelling over the 5 episodes of making Quan a main character that you felt like he's been there since day 1 when they first started. But he's only been around for 10 episodes. 11 if you count the one before the Saikai tournament, the one for the Saikai tournament when Kreese goes over there and they're training. So 11 and a half, maybe 12 and a half at the most. But they done a good job making you feel like he was a main character. And when you saw his blood laying on the ground, everybody stops fighting. Total silence. They go off air. You're like, oh man, they killed Quan. I can't believe this. Out of all the people, Quan. That's how I felt. But I would rather see Quan killed than our main characters than our Robbies, Miguel's, Kenny's, Tori's, Samantha's, Devin, all of them, Johnny, Terry Silver, Kreese, Daniel LaRusso. You would have rather saw that. So they did good with that. They chose saying that you wouldn't want to see Chosen killed. You wouldn't want to see the sensei from Cobra Kai, can't call her name, that hooked up with Chosen, not killed. They did a good job with that. They did a good job. Now it leads you up to 2025 when the next series drop. Two good shows this week from episode 9, just straight cooking. Can't wait for the season finale. Tulsa King season finale did happen last week. We're going to talk about it in 2 weeks right here on It States. Cobra Kai, episode 5 through 10. Stupendous episodes right there, Cobra Kai, brought to you by Netflix. As always, this is Shawn. It stinks. I'm signing off. If you like the episode, hit the thumbs up, smash that like button, give us the big thumbs up. Then don't forget, go smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so every time an episode drops right here on the Boom Broadcasting, that's right, you get an alert to your smartphone, smart device, wherever you get your alerts to. This is Shawn. It stinks. I'm out of here. Have a great Thanksgiving. Eat as much as you can eat next week, and also enjoy some good family time, good food, good cheer, and some great football. And also, if you're not going to watch football, go back and enjoy some great TV. So many shows. Cobra Kai, From, you got Lioness, you got Tulsa King, you got Chicago, you got FBI, Fire Country. It's so much. Just pick a show, start watching. If it's something I haven't reviewed, send me a message on Twitter, send me a message on Instagram. I'll go watch it, and yes, we'll review it right here. Hey, go watch Mr. McMahon on Netflix if you haven't watched that. This is Shawn. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm out.